In a peaceful valley lived Wren, a young man of 20 years. He possessed a sharp mind and gentle manners, earning the love of everyone. Yet behind his kind smile, a heavy shadow of inaction followed him. Wren harbored grand dreams of legendary success, but his days were spent in total stillness. He crafted elaborate plans on parchment, but never dipped his quill in ink. He waited endlessly for the perfect magical moment. 6 months had passed since Wren finished his studies at the local academy. Now he simply lingered at home, drifting through the hours. He lived with his aging parents and a curious younger brother who watched him. His father labored tirelessly in the emerald fields under the hot sun. His mother maintained their cottage with weary hands and a hopeful heart. They held deep aspirations for Wren, believing he would achieve greatness soon. But the seasons shifted, and Wren remained frozen in his comfortable routine. He devoured ancient scrolls about self-mastery and listened to traveling scholars. He understood the theories of growth perfectly, yet he never took a step. He believed that small efforts were insignificant and unworthy of his grand vision. He felt he needed a massive heroic act to define his life. He watched from the sidelines as his peers moved steadily forward. Bitter jealousy flickered in his heart, yet his habits remained unchanged. Every night he whispered a silent vow to the stars. "Tomorrow I will begin my journey. Tomorrow I will finally become the man I envision." When the sun rose, his resolution vanished like morning mist over the valley. He intended to train his body, but the path remained untouched. He planned to learn new crafts, but always postponed the start until next month. He questioned the value of a single day's work, choosing sleep over discipline. Weeks turned into months of stagnation. Wren felt a growing frustration rising within his soul, a deep disappointment that clouded his once bright eyes. His parents remained silent, but their weary eyes told a different story. Neighbors whispered to his father about Wren's future. His father would smile bravely, claiming Wren was simply waiting for the right magnificent opportunity to arise. Wren knew he was squandering his precious youth on empty promises. If he did not change, his dreams would wither away like fallen autumn leaves. His parents would lose heart, and his potential would remain a tragedy. One golden evening, his grandfather sat beside him under an ancient, sprawling willow. The old man possessed a calm wisdom. He looked at Wren and spoke softly about how the tallest trees grow imperceptibly, one tiny bit. Wren listened with respect, but the message felt too simplistic for his complex troubles. He thanked the old man, but dismissed the advice as outdated. He still sought a grand revelation that would change everything. Observing his son's growing despair, his mother decided to seek help. One misty morning, she led him to the mountain hut of Master Koji. Koji was a legendary sage who had guided many lost souls towards success. Wren expected a stern lecture or a harsh training session. However, when he entered the hut, he found a gentle man in simple robes. Koji's face was a map of kindness, glowing with a soft inner peace. Koji looked into Wren's eyes with deep understanding and a faint smile. He did not scold him. Instead, he simply asked Wren to return at dawn the following day, bringing nothing but a clean, empty paper notebook. Wren arrived early, his curiosity finally piqued by the sage's strange request. Koji handed him a small plain book with a leather cover. He instructed Wren to record 3 tiny tasks to complete every single day without fail. These tasks must be so incredibly small that failure was impossible, Koji explained. He demanded consistency for 30 days. Wren was confused, asking what kind of trivial actions could possibly lead a man to his greatest success. Koji suggested drinking a cup of spring water upon waking. He mentioned sketching a single leaf or walking to the village gate. Wren chuckled, thinking these tasks were far too easy to provide any real lasting change. Master Koji simply smiled and told him to trust the humble process. Wren agreed, thinking it was a harmless game. During the first few days, he diligently recorded his tasks and checked them off with a growing pride. He felt a strange sense of accomplishment from these small wins. However, by the 5th day, his old laziness returned. He stayed in bed too long, ignoring his notebook and the simple tasks he had promised to do. On the 7th day, he missed his goals again, making convenient excuses for himself. By the 10th day, Wren returned to Koji's hut, feeling a heavy weight of shame. He confessed his inability to maintain even these tiny habits. Koji did not express anger. He asked Wren how he expected to move mountains if he could not carry small stones. Wren remained silent, realizing the truth. Then the sage explained the powerful secret of the 1%. If you improve by just 1% every day, you will transform completely within a year. Koji compared life to a great sailing ship. A single degree of change in direction leads to a totally different, distant land. Small changes create massive results over time, Koji whispered. Wren finally understood that winners are built through small daily victories. That night, Wren sat alone in contemplation, deciding to fully commit to this new, quiet path of discipline. He stopped waiting for a miracle and started working on himself. Every morning at 6, he opened his notebook. In the first week, he drank water, stretched his limbs, and tidied his small room with focused, quiet care. By the second week, he added reading 5 pages of a scroll and writing 1 thoughtful paragraph. In the third week, he learned new words and helped his mother. The tasks remained small, ensuring he never felt overwhelmed. You ever pick up your phone just to check the time, and suddenly it's 2 hours later? Yeah, me too. Wren focused entirely on consistency, not perfection. Every night, the sight of his checked tasks brought him a sense of peace. He felt his spirit strengthening. Even on difficult days, he refused to let the chain break. However, boredom eventually crept in the middle weeks. Wren wondered if these tiny actions were truly doing anything. His friends invited him to late festivities, tempting him to abandon his early morning routine for a night. He struggled with self-doubt, fearing he wasn't meant for such discipline. He visited Koji once more. The sage told him that he was already different, even if the change was invisible to his own impatient young eyes. Wren persevered through the doubt. Near the end of the month, a profound change took hold. His body felt lighter, and his mind was sharp and clear. His mother noticed his early rising and spoke of her deep pride. His friends remarked on his focused gaze and calm presence. Wren looked in his mirror and saw a man of character. His confidence blossomed. He had finally mastered the art of keeping promises to himself every single day. Suddenly, a great opportunity arrived in the quiet valley. A prestigious academy sought a new apprentice for a royal project. 10 candidates were selected to give a speech about what set them apart from all the others. This was the chance Wren had always dreamed of. He only had 3 days to prepare. Instead of panicking, he used his proven system. He broke the preparation into tiny, manageable steps, working steadily without any fear. The day of the interview arrived. Wren stood before the stern judges, his heart beating steadily. He did not boast of grand talents. He spoke simply about the power of daily habits and the 1%. I am not the most gifted, but I am the most consistent. I improve every day, creating small wins. The judges saw a discipline that was rare and valuable. 2 days later, Wren received the joyous news. He was selected for the apprenticeship. His family celebrated with a grand feast, his mother weeping with happiness.
His father hugged him tightly, and Wren felt a deep sense of pride. His small habits had changed his destiny. He visited Koji to express his gratitude. Koji told him that he had become a new person. Wren realized he was no longer the boy who did nothing. He was now a man of action, purpose, and integrity. Wren became an inspiration to the village youth, showing them his notebook. He taught them that the perfect moment is every morning. He left for the city, carrying his habits and a heart full of vibrant new hope. Perhaps you are also waiting for a sign to begin your journey. Do not wait for perfection. Start small today. Pick 3 tiny tasks and watch your life transform. Growth happens 1% at a time. Start now.